Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger. And my friends, today's a very special episode here on the channel because we finally got the long awaited Honda footage, and it's versus my personal most anticipated character for Street Fighter 6, Lily. So before we get into it, the Honda footage. Honda up until this point has been easily the least shown character in the game, to the point where I've been advocating for footage nonstop. Even fan art has been generated because Honda is so rare in Street Fighter 6, he might as well have been a cryptid. And now we finally got the footage, and this is a fantastic match, and we have learned a lot about both characters. It's truly terrific. Now, normally on the channel here, I don't want to say we keep it dry, but we usually keep it pretty level-headed. But in this video, I'm probably going to fanboy out a lot, so please forgive me for that, because I'm just really excited. That said, though, let's rewind to the start here and let's break down the whole match. So, opening up, Lily's intro pose is literally T-Hawk's. Some people want to deny the link between T-Hawk and Lily, and I don't really know what to say to that other than you could not be more wrong. As for Honda, he's spreading the ceremonial salt and gives us a hearty sumo stomp to start the match. And the match starts in the best possible way. Couldn't ask for more. Why? Because both players go for the stupid option right out of the gate. Condor Spire versus Headbutt, let's go. And I just couldn't be happier about that. That's appealing to grappler brain inside of me. Now, the interesting thing gameplay-wise after the utter stupidity of that is since they're both knocked full screen, both characters have buffs. So Lily does the Condor Wind, gives her a stock that will empower some of her moves, and Honda gains the Mandate of Heaven, I guess, and he'll have a buff that turbocharges his 100-hand slap, one of his very core moves. After this, we see Lily go for a jump in, crouch medium kick, some basic offense, into the wind-clad stock version of Condor Spire, which Honda immediately does his alpha counter / V reversal, and that will become apparent why later on why I did it, because seemingly I kind of have to. And next up we get to see the range. Honda's toe tap still exists, probably forward heavy kick, command normal. Afterwards here, Lily goes for a Condor Spire, and you can see here she tries to attack right away. So in this particular moment, they trade with each other, although as we'll find out later in the footage, it is to Lily's benefit as she can definitely make this plus. Our next sequence, one of my burning questions gets answered here. Sumo headbutt into a drive impact, and doesn't work the way you think it would. You can indeed wait and react to the headbutt. That part works out as you would think. However, Honda recovers fast enough from, I'm assuming, the jab headbutt, that he will be able to drive impact you back if you attempt it. So the only way to drive impact a headbutt would be to do it in a way that is anticipatory, like you're predicting it versus rather than just reacting to it. Otherwise, well, then you're gonna get bopped. As you can see in our combo example here, and yes, we haven't seen it in a long time, but that's one of Honda's all new moves. So first hit of stand heavy kick, it's a 2-hitting move normally, launches, I suppose, special cancel into our new stance, because yes, it's a stance, and then goes into the launcher option. From which, well, if they're already in the air, it's time for that butt slam. From which here, how about some tricky command grabs? That's right. So a very vicious looking command grab and you're dead. Round over. So stand medium punch goes into down forward heavy kick, which is a target combo, and down forward heavy kick is traditionally cancelable into other special moves before the big sumo stomp comes off. So you can use it in a tricky way, like say, canceling it into a command grab and stealing the round. What is sumo if not about deception, guile, and trickery? Now, as for the round win, well, Honda's getting his sass on here. He's got a nasty face about him. It's a big old kabuki demon in the flesh. Going into our second round, we have a strong whiff punish combo out of the gate. So Honda whiffs a button here, and Lily hits with stand heavy punch, cancel into drive rush, into another stand heavy punch, medium kick, and I'm assuming heavy version of Tomahawk Buster. Now here comes the tricky stuff. So goes for a Condor Spire, I'm assuming heavy Spire, and Lily presses buttons right away and Honda doesn't even attempt to press back. Why? Because Lily is plus on block here. It's not by a lot. It only looks about maybe 2 frames or so, but still, plus on block is plus on block. So after the setup, after the roll, Lily goes for it, and she gets to be plus in Honda's face. So properly spaced spires are the answer. Though, conversely, if Honda didn't back roll after the knockdown, then he would have been closer, and thus Lily would have hit earlier, and therefore she probably would not have been plus on block. Probably negative, if not maybe even punishable. So these are early glance at the Oki and pressure after knockdown of the game. Lily sneaks in a Condor Wind to build a stock, and right here, gets another Condor Wind, the attack version, and even on block, that builds stocks as well. Now here, they both whiff attacks. Honda goes for the butt slam, and she whiffs a drive impact. The butt slam here, one thing I do like, it kind of turns around midair a little bit, which is very odd. And Honda recovers like almost instantly to do a move, so that tells me the move's probably plus on block. Forward heavy kick punish counter knocks down, so it gives time for a guaranteed buff, but say like Street Fighter V was a crush counter, it would usually give you a combo or something, so not quite the same here. Then there's this, which is really weird. So when Honda connects with another forward heavy kick, it hits Lily as a counter hit, and now if we take a look up here to the stock counter, when the hit happens, she loses a stock. So I'm not sure if she's like getting counter hit of using a stock move, like literally on frame 1, or if the counter hit takes a stock out of her. We just saw her get punish countered, and that didn't take a stock out of her. I'm not too sure, but make of that what you will. After this, empty jump by Lily, Honda attempts to parry. Crouch light and crouch light punch looks like it might be a target combo with 2 hits. And then this is where the magic happens. So, counter hit. So this is an enhanced Condor Spire. It burns up one of the stocks. And this might as well be a sledgehammer. Because, as we mentioned earlier with the perfectly spaced Condor Spire, this is plus on block, and you don't gotta space this at all. It just does its magic. This is done effectively point blank range. She's right on top of you when it's done, and she has the frame advantage. Honda tries to hit something, doesn't matter. She has so much advantage, it's never gonna come out. And keep in mind too, Lily has a hefty command grab. She has the Mexican Typhoon. So that means every time you block this move, you're in an immediate strike throw situation, and it's not even costing her meter, it just costs her a stock, which she can build very easily. So this means you cannot afford to let Lily build stocks at all. Recall earlier in the video when I said you had to use your alpha counter against Lily? This is why. Because if you let this rock, you're an immediate 50-50 city. The move lasts a long time, so it's actually quite easy to just alpha counter it on reaction. That part's not a problem. But the consequence is if you choose not to, then immediately guess strike or guess throw, because one of those two things is happening. So in our scenario presented, Honda tries to mash out, fails, quick hit confirm combo into super. This is the Breezing Hawk super, and for basically what's just a light confirm, good chunk of change in damage. And on knockdown, Lily starts immediately building more stocks. You can't let her get away with that. You're going to have to stop her from building stocks. By the way, remember how I was talking about guess strike or guess grab? Well, drive rush exists, so this is going to be an issue. Normal plus drive rush equals plus frames equals guess strike, guess throw. Guess wrong, welcome to the Mexican Typhoon. By the way, another knockdown, another chance to build stocks. That means more stocks for more plus frames and more mix-ups later. You're gonna have to stop her from building stocks. Because once again, right here, Condor Spire with stock, plus frames, you can't move before her, she gets you real quick, and combos you out. To note here as well, the Condor Spire stock version combos from lights, so that'll be pretty handy to know for basic combo structure. Although screw combos for now, because let's talk about armor. So Honda's EX Headbutt is indeed armored, which means Honda is one of the precious few characters in this game that can have super armor on demand outside of Drive Impact. Didn't know for sure, I suspected and hoped, but yeah, so the big boys got those armor frames. From there, we get another look at his stance move. So the stance has multiple options. One we saw earlier was the juggle, and this one appears to be more of just of an all-out assault, just attacking you. So the one thing is, the third hit specifically, it reads as Honda delaying it just a little bit. So it could be that he has multiple follow-ups from the third hit as well, but given the footage we have, this is all we can see, so who actually knows? But at the very minimum, he's giving you a DX crotch chop at the end of it. So after this, back to neutral, you're going to see another forward heavy kick from Honda. To me, this is reading as just a workhorse of a move, and it's traditionally been as well, so it will remain so. Next, we see an EX Condor Wind. We don't see it connect, so we don't know any properties, but at the very least, it still builds a stock on block. And to close out the round, in the proud tradition of the Thunderfoot, random EX Condor Spire. Let's go. Daddy would be proud. That's one of his favorites. For Lily's wind pose, you can see here the actual wind spirits are surrounding her and just being a little bit playful, I suppose. She is definitely in control of the wind. And going into our final round, they're giving the people what they want, and that's more stupidity. I love it. Okay, so we both need a trade. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna spam Condor Dive. I'm gonna spam Sumo Headbutt. This is a brilliant idea. Let's go. And of course, nature takes its course. And keep in mind again, they're both full screen from each other, so both will go for their buffs, while it's safe to do so. Now, keeping with the Three Stooges act, both dummies smack into each other yet again. The one thing to actually notice about this is this counter hit does not drain Lily's drive, so it perhaps was just a fluke last time, not too sure, but you can see it not draining the stock. Now, going from here, some flitting in neutral, big swing and a miss from Marissa. Honda doesn't capitalize. And then we see this again. So I mentioned how Crouch Light Punch might have a target combo. Here we can see it chain 3 different times, so it might just infinitely chain into itself. And even from that far away, stocked version of Condor Spire still connects as a natural combo. It's very interesting stuff. That said though, we're about to see the showstopper. So Condor Spire whiffs, Honda connects. And he gets a bunch of 100 hand slaps in a row. The reason he can combo into it multiple times is because he had his buff. The part where he slaps you in the back of the head, that's the buff. And it has so much frame advantage you can continue the combo from there. And then there's the level 3 super. Oh my lord, this is one of the coolest super moves I've ever seen in any fighting game ever. So he manhandles you first, and there's not much you can do about it because he's, pretty big guy, right? And then he swings you around with such force, your feet going across the ground, creating enough friction to create a ring of friggin' fire. And now, wouldn't you know it, it's a sumo ring. So he's gonna ring you out, thinks better of it, and then just to literally show off, throws you over on the other side of the ring just cause he can. Like, that's dirty. First, imagine this right here where he's spinning around with the friction to create the fire, and imagine that on a character like Luke or Jury who do not wear shoes. Like, that's gonna be really rough. Oh my god. You Jury feet fans? You're not gonna love her no more after Honda's done with her. And then the fact here where Honda is just pushing you out, and he could easily push you out. Like, whatever point he had to prove there, it's easily done. But then he chooses not to, and then brings you to the other side and throws you out that way. This is like the dark side of sumo. Like, evil Ryu and Akuma are the Satsui no Hado, the corruption of the martial art, right? Like, this is Honda giving into the dark side of sumo wrestling. And keep in mind too, I know it's been a while, because until today, we have not had Honda footage in a very long time, but this is the regular level 3. Recall the critical art version, where Honda looks like a friggin' demon out of hell, and the other person looks on in abject terror as they're about to eat the mother of all sumo headbutts. Maybe Honda's done clowning around. Maybe the dark side of sumo was real. The Satsui no Sumo is actually how Honda's going down. No more jokes. All I can really tell you is Honda is amazing in Street Fighter 6. I absolutely love it. Even at the end of the super, we're not done. He gives himself a big old slap on the leg like, yeah, I just did that. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing is what you're gonna do. After that, we see EX stance from Honda. Goes for the first 2 hits, no follow-up. So you can definitely not follow up as we discussed earlier. And he might be just very slightly plus after the fact. And then just more great animations. The parry, Lily's parry, look at this. She's like taking her ball clubs and like going Darth Maul with them and spinning them in circles and stuff. That's really not how you would use them, and that'd be a really bad way to do it, but it looks cool as hell for sure. I just love this animation, it's great. So after that, a bit more flitting around, we will get a look at her back throw. So they mentioned how strong Lily is. This is not club assisted. Lily just took a 300-pound man and threw him about a solid 15 feet. If that doesn't say she's Teok's daughter, I don't know what does, because that is daddy's strength. And now we're almost at the end. So to close out, big whiff from Honda, gets jumped on into combo, drive rush, crouch heavy punch, Condor Wind, the strike version, into the super. So it's a little different than the last time we saw it. So we get the big spins, And we get the other respin, sure, but then it's just a proper dunk. No silliness here. It just beats Honda, it just kills him outright. So the other version we saw was very silly, her falling and all that kind of stuff. And I thought maybe the critical art version would be more serious, but no, turns out that was the critical art version. So the version here that connects from the combo, you can see here she's not critical health. She has a regular level 3, not a CA. So therefore this is the normal level 3 super. So therefore, cold process of elimination, this guy right here with the extra flips and the silliness at the end where she falls over, this is the critical art version. So this is actually more damaging in the end. When she slips and falls on the enemy's back, it's actually more damaging than doing the move correctly, it turns out. And Lily's a silly character. I'll allow it. That's fine. And well, that is the match. Now I know this is like a 3-minute match in the end that we're going to spin into almost a 20-minute video, but I'm just so excited for both of these characters and I just have a lot to say about it, so I'm sorry. But yeah, Lily, I'm so excited for. Now that we got some footage for Honda, I'm really excited to see what he did here, and I would like to still see more, but we'll take what we can get for now. I want to say thank you so much, guys, and I love all you guys. There's so much outpouring of love when this footage dropped. So many people sent me messages and DMs on Twitter. It's like the most I've ever gotten just about this one specific video. So thank you so much for keeping me in mind when it comes to these characters. God bless. Usually when a fighting game comes out brand new, like a vanilla roster, I struggle to find even one character I'm interested in. And for Street Fighter 6, it's been so amazing that I'm actually interested in so many characters, and everyone I'm interested in really appeals to my tastes. And that's just great, man. That's just such a good feeling. Like, I know it's not going to be a surprise to nobody, and especially if you're watching this video, I'm sure you feel the same way, but I'm really excited for Street Fighter 6. It's not too much longer till EVO Japan from the time I'm making this video. We still have another whole week to go by as well, so I would expect sometime maybe next week, or maybe earlier if we're lucky, we'll have some Cammy footage drop as well. So we can keep just feeding that Street Fighter 6 urge that's inside all of us. And come EVO Japan, who knows what we'll get. Hopefully some extra juicy announcements. But for now, I guess we're at the end of the video. I can only hope whatever Cammy footage they have can live up to this, because I don't know, man. This has got me so hyped and so excited. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, my friends, till next time, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.